Alright, so it looks like Max will take the win there, which sucks for a Parrot, but he will have a better chance next week because the rules are going to be updated. I didn't actually realize that was the rules, but that's right. Hang on. What's going on here? Well, the fact that that situation like that is very rare in the first place. It doesn't happen that often. Like the chance of that happening once in like once in every three, wait, maybe once in every three tournaments, yeah. And obviously, it has to be a significant advantage. I think that happened in the Team Liquid Invitational. I think it was Artosis versus someone. He was ahead, but had to re-game because he'd obviously won the game or something like that. I don't know. So long ago. Ready? Let's get into this. What's it going to be? ZVP. And while this loads, I'm just going to quickly go to the bathroom. Oh, crap. Why didn't I not put myself in red? Okay. Let's get this going. Alrighty, welcome back everyone to some more coverage of the Bronze, Silver and Gold tournament brought to us by SC2C.com Iron Unstable. It's going to be, it sounds like a broken record, but different commentary to any normal. It's going to be just talking about the game, giving tips and tricks for these guys to get up in the ranks. It's really good that we do have a lot of play. Yeah. FK. But yeah, it's just going to be tips and tricks. And if these guys complain about it too much, I don't know, put myself as a ref. Ah! Yeah, guys, the reason it's a lot of best of ones is it is a small tournament. It's just designed to get quickly gone through. Best of three is obviously the best way to decide the biggest skill difference and doesn't inherit cheese. But the biggest point about this type of tournament is it discourages cheese simply because you want to learn from your mistakes. There is no prize money. There is nothing. It's just hopefully getting casted and learn bits and pieces to help you improve. So, just looking here, we do have Regis blocking the blocking the expansion coming from Jinx. So he has gone for a Speedling opening. We have a look up here. We do have a Cybernetics core. I think that's a little bit too far to the side. He's going to need one more Zealot in there. That's not a complete wall off. Which sucks, but what can you do? He does manage to pick off the probe there, so you're probably going to see an expansion come out from Jinx as soon as possible. But no, he's got a Baneling next. Looks like he's going to go for a Baneling bust here. It's going to be very frustrating. We do have a second gas go down. Do we have a pylon? We got no really anything else. Banelings against Protoss is really only effective if you're going for a Baneling bust. Unfortunately, for these positions, it's going to be okay. But 9 out of 10 Protoss will actually do a very aggressive opening on this one. So it's a lot easier to defend a Baneling bust, especially if you got sentries. The reason I don't pick a Baneling bust ever against Protoss, unless they've gone for like Pile or Forge Expand, and even then I go Roaches. But once one force field, bam, you're done. This is on the SEA server, by the way. So we have more links spawning across. We do have a bit of gas. We've got 6 Banelings on the way. That will be able to take out the 2 Zealots at the front. Unfortunately, the sentry is nowhere to be found, and this is where the sentry comes into play. You'd see him start running up the ramp. Usually, when you're in this position as Protoss, my camera is completely fixed here. Because even if he did see the Baneling come up, he could have force fielded. He's tried to force field, but that's game over. GG. So, very, very simple thing to add to this game to Regis. Sentry needs to be a little bit closer to the ramp. As soon as you want to be constantly staring at that ramp in that position. Because you saw that the Zerg was a little bit behind. As soon as you see that first couple of Banelings come up, instant force field, holds them out for 30 seconds, and you get enough to get a second Sentry out and some Stalkers and things like that. And you can actually start to whittle it down. So, nicely done by our Zerg player, but still things to work on, which is the whole point of this. Alright, let's have a look at these brackets now. Where are we up to? 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 We're actually getting fairly deep in the tournament. It is going to be best of 1 up until the finals, because last week we ended up going to about 3 AM or 2 AM on a weekday for the Aussies, which is great for Singapore, but we got to find some leeway between some thing in the middle. So we had so we're gonna have Jings versus Lazy Boy for one semi-final, and we're gonna have Max versus the winner of Aeon and Standby for the other semi-final. So we're going into the game fairly shortly. Oh my god, nice breaker. So if anyone does have any questions for me in the chat, feel free to ask now as we've got a couple of minutes downtime. But yeah. Wait, what was the question? Jesus. Alright. Let's get this going. smoking. Yeah, I forgot to last time, man. Leave me alone. Jesus. What's my feeling on pull first versus hatch first? Completely depends on the situation. It sucks like that. I can't give you a straight up answer. Like things like if you cross positions and you only see one barracks, then go for a hatch first. If you see some kind of early aggression coming, sometimes a pull first is better, but it's really dynamic. It's a lot harder to defend early aggression with a hatch first, usually, if you don't get your timings down perfectly. But yeah. I currently use Vid Blaster. Let's go. Oh, for the love of God, people. Alright, let's get this game underway. Yeah, I'm too nice to do that. Nice. Alright, welcome back everyone to the BSG coverage, to my coverage of the Bronze, Silver and Gold tournament for SEC.com. We're up to semi-final now. We are going to have a TVP. This is going to be first one of the night for us. Yeah, and this commentary is going to be a little bit different to normal. It's going to be more just talking about the game, little tips and tricks for the Bronze, Silver and Gold guys to help them climb the ladder. So we are going to have Jinx spawning as the red Protoss in the bottom left, and Lazy Boy as the... Is that pink? Yeah, pink Terran. It's hard to see. Well, it looks like white a little bit, but anyway. TVP. This is actually one of my favorite matchups on the Protoss side, not on the Terran. I don't feel Terran when I'm playing it. But pretty much the consensus that I've come to with a couple of the other guys like Sheth and Glade is in this matchup, Terran has a really strong advantage. Yeah, it's lagging. Alright, so we have some mannered observers. Nicely done. So we are going to have, like I was saying, this matchup, you've got a really strong advantage for the Terran in the early game because the Marine Marauders do definitely chew through gateway units with Stim. Now, the problem with that also is Protoss really needs to get some kind of AoE, which means you're definitely going to be going for either Colossi or High Templars. If they go Colossi, you've got Vikings. If there's High Templars, you've got EMPs, and there's a very dynamic. I really do like the fact that it's a lot of tech switching involved. It's really useful as well. Now, that being said, the Protoss needs to survive as best he can until you can get that AoE kind of damage out with the Colossi or the High Templars. A lot of good builds, one gate expand is very dangerous if you do it correctly as Protoss. You've got your 3-gate expand, you've got your 2-gate robo, your 1-gate robo. There's so many different builds you can do. It's all about your timings and your read on your opponent is what you can do. Now, we are seeing a 1-Rax expand coming out from Lazy Boy. So I would hope to God that we see this coming out. The sooner that Jinx can see this, the sooner he can throw down his early expansion. Because realistically, unless he's 4-gating straight up, he's not going to be able to put up enough damage on this to be able to stop it. Especially